What up, what up, what up, what up? It's Time Served here. What are you doing? So let's just get into this here for a second. It's a trans lawyer that got into it with a judge. Highly contemptuous. One of the worst contemptuous situations I've ever seen. But the thing is that if you watch it on YouTube, it's kind of like trans lawyer. Who cares? Really? I'm not going to sit here and spiel my personal opinions about the trans community. I really don't care. As long as it's not in my face, I don't care. You do it to each his own. It's not a big deal. You want to be called he? Fine. I don't care. But the way that they're portraying it, that it's because he's trans, that's the wrong angle. This guy, girl, whatever, is just an asshole. Period. That's all it is. Disrespectful, out of line, and just a reflective of he's younger, the younger generation coming up with this entitlement, thinking that there's no chain of command. No one's supposed to disrespect you or take away your dignity or be rude. You know, that whole realm of disrespect out in the community. But if you are just acting like a jerk off because you want to and you think you're able to, that doesn't fly for me. So let's get into it.
Multiple times.
I did not. There was a pause. There was a break. I wasn't done with my argument.
And I was not done with my statement. You interrupted again. Do not throw your...
I did not throw. It fell off the bench. Please stop stating things that are not true, ma'am.
Have you ever seen with Zach Galifianakis, the guy from Hangover, when he does like that Southern accent type thing? That is exactly like an effeminate male. Just that is exactly how this guy is acting.
So I knew Judge Jackson would be fair and was quite capable of running her courtroom. So I tried to let the
that's the lawyer next to him.
The system take its course.
And it did, with the other attorney questioning the judge's motive.
If I push that...
Or maybe because I'm a transgender attorney practicing all over this state.
I don't know what you are.
See, right there. Why do you have... That's where... Okay, now I've seen it. That's the angle. Why do you have to bring that up? What does that have to do with anything? Do you get special privileges because you're trans and you want to be a human, you want to be a male? Shut up, do your job, and deal with the judge. The judge in that courtroom is your boss. Everybody has a boss. Tough shit. I'm taking this more as this trans guy, girl doesn't want to be told what to do. That's the entitlement angle. That's what we see in court daily. Day in and day out, and it's the younger generation. I'm sorry.
You do, ma'am.
It was not a factor that day. Any lawyer who had behaved like that would have received the outcome that Hopkins did.
Tensions escalated. Eventually, Judge Jackson apparently had enough.
And then it's everybody's against me now because I'm trans. That's the angle. That's what pisses me off, because once I heard that, there's no reason why you had to throw that in the judge's face. You were acting disrespectful, period. You threw the clipboard, you threw the folder, you think who the hell you are, and then because you're trans, you're going to throw that card out. No, that judge did not care. If you were respectful, if you abided by the rules of the court and wasn't acting like you were about to be thrown in jail for 30 days, I'm sure the judge would not have a problem, especially the fact that you used to be a woman.
That's what you're implying, right?
Why?
Because you're in direct contempt of court.
He shouted at me.
Oh,
No, I'm not being.
Victim.
You did not even say that I was in
You are
contempt.
in direct...
The victim.
No, I'm not
Judge,
doing
I
my stuff.
apologize, but I felt very threatened by this
Yeah.
person. The screaming and the yelling in court, I've never even heard that before in this courtroom.
And moments later,
a little George Floyd action in there too.
I don't want there to be any perception out there that Pontotoc County is not a fair county, whether you're from there or not, or that this lawyer got treated any different than anyone else who had conducted themselves in front of this judge.
We reached out to the judge's office for comment, but they declined.
See, the problem here is that now, because he threw trans in there, you're going to have this whole backlash of people that just want to be heard, just want to cause controversy, and just want to be a bunch of JOs. And that's it. That's the reason why throwing that card out, especially in a courtroom where a judge is, her whole position is based on being unbiased and fair. Sorry, he didn't say biased. Unbiased and fair and just looking at the law. There's no gray area, black and white. And you have to throw that card in there because you're acting like a jerk off. Everything I've read, maybe I'll throw some out there on a post in the community page, but everything I've read about there, that the judge did nothing. Everyone in the courtroom said it. The guy had an attitude from the minute he walked in, and he's had that attitude in different places as well. And now listen to this one.
We have also been trying to set up an interview with Hopkins for days. He agreed to meet us at his office at 3 o'clock Thursday. But when we got there,
Shocker.
We waited for nearly an hour. He never showed up. However, he did send us a statement saying in part, quote, "Because of the nature of my caseload and my personal investment in justice, I sometimes..."
By their work.
I skipped it because you know what? It's such BS. It's such lawyer speak. Give me a break. It doesn't matter how overloaded you are. It doesn't matter how much you have on your plate. You let that moment get to you, and then you threw out the card that shouldn't have been thrown out in that situation, and now you're trying to backtrack. And the problem is that this, if handled the incorrect, improper way, is going to blow up in this county's face when it shouldn't have. Listen, there's plenty of times where judges, prosecutors, people in the court deserve it. This one is not one of them. This guy didn't like the outcome, didn't like what was going on, didn't like how the case was shaping up, and literally threw an entitled temper tantrum.
First day, but it was a very sad situation.
Goodbye.
Unnecessary, right? Not good for anyone.
No, not good for anyone.
Now, also in that statement, Hopkins says that he is stepping away from his practice.
Good.
And he has been charged with resisting arrest.
And that's it? Really? Are you kidding me? That's it? Please. I just can't with these people anymore. I'm not saying these people meaning the trans community. I'm talking about entitled people. I can't take it. That has no color, no creed, no sex, no nothing. You're entitled. You make me sick. Okay? It's ridiculous. You come in there and there's a line of respect that you don't cross, even if you don't like it. There's been plenty of times, and I'm sure you feel the same exact way, that people have crossed the line with you and you had to be reserved, okay? Because you didn't want to overstep that bounds, okay? But in this situation, I honestly, from what I've read, and you guys can look that up too, there's nothing that this judge did besides give him something he didn't want to hear. Entitlement, entitlement, entitlement. Guys, tell me what you think. This channel is just for us hanging out. It's not about anything else. I just want to get back and forth to you. Maybe I'll start going live again. I just don't have the time with my other job. So I honestly love you guys. You guys are my favorite. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you later on over on Time Served and Time Served Reacts.